Today we're exploring the glamorous Hollywood city of Los Angeles, and we're doing a deep dive into 10 hidden gems in this city that you absolutely don't want to miss. Locals absolutely swear by the last spot on our list, so let's get started right away with hidden gem number 1, the Bridge to Nowhere. This is great for a cool adventure off the usual Los Angeles hotspots. It's a perfect day trip from Los Angeles. The hike is a must-do, and about halfway through, you'll stumble upon this massive, almost apocalyptic-looking bridge seemingly in the middle of nowhere. Here's a fascinating tidbit. This bridge used to be a crucial part of the road to Wrightwood, but a big flood in 1938 messed it up, leaving the bridge stranded in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty wild to see such a huge bridge in the middle of nowhere, making it a great spot for some interesting photos. Plus, the hike to San Gabriel is a unique experience that you won't forget. Who would have thought you could find a sheep-filled mountain wilderness just 40 miles from Los Angeles? Now, getting there might be a bit tricky. There aren't many transportation options, so your best bet is probably renting a car. It's definitely worth it for the adventure. The Shakespeare Bridge. If you happen to be cruising down Franklin Avenue, a spot that seems pretty average in town and about 6 miles from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, you can't miss this unexpected Gothic bridge. Not many people visit it because of its somewhat out-of-the-way location. Still, if you're up for something unique and a place that gives you a break from the typical Los Angeles scene, make sure to add Shakespeare Bridge to your must-see list. The Sunken City. Back in 1929, there was a crazy landslide that sent a whole neighborhood tumbling into the ocean. The land was moving a whopping 11 inches every single day. Now, all that's left of what used to be this fancy neighborhood are the broken foundations of houses and some bits of the owner's vehicles. Locals call this spot the Sunken City, while others compare it to the Atlantis of Los Angeles. It's even made appearances in a bunch of movies and TV shows. If you're into exploring cool places and snapping some interesting pics, head to the coast of San Pedro. It's not too far from San Mateo in Orange County. Mural Mile. When it comes to hidden gems in Los Angeles, I have to tell you about the Mural Mile, a fantastic project kickstarted in 2012 in the San Fernando Valley. The aim? Showcasing Los Angeles' rich culture through captivating wall murals. They've got more than 40 vibrant murals adorning the walls of Pacoima, and local artists are constantly adding to this growing collection. Checking out the Mural Mile is like taking a cultural journey through Los Angeles, all while exploring a part of the city that doesn't get as much attention. It's a great way to dive into the essence of Los Angeles' culture, the mask. Let me spin you a tale about Los Angeles' punk scene and its origin story. It all began at the Mask, a punk club with a rather unconventional birth. Brendan Mullins stumbled upon a grungy basement spanning 10,000 square feet while hunting for a practice spot. In no time, bands from all corners of California flocked to the scene, turning it into a daily punk rock gig hub. Situated beneath the infamous Pussycat Theater, the Mask attracted a diverse crowd, as you can probably imagine. Soon enough, the place got decorated with some pretty interesting graffiti, but its glory days were short-lived. Just 5 months after opening, the Mask held its last show and was left abandoned. However, the graffiti inside stood the test of time. Today, the company that owns the space, World of Wonder, welcomes visitors, acknowledging the basement as the city's most important punk rock landmark. It's a piece of Los Angeles punk history waiting to be explored. Box Canyon. Take a peek at the United States map, and you'll spot a handful of box canyons. Surprisingly, the one near Los Angeles is probably the least known and visited. The hills surrounding this canyon are a hidden treasure, featuring narrow ravines, slot canyons, oases, and vibrant badlands, a photographer's dream. Now, why isn't it a tourist hotspot? Well, the Box Canyon doesn't make it into most travel guides, and reaching it isn't a walk in the park. It's a bit off the beaten path, to say the least. Sure, there's a quirky bit of history. The canyon used to be home to a local cult that met a dramatic end when 2 members decided to blow the whole place up with dynamite. The reason? Suspicions that the cult leader was getting a little too cozy with their spouses. Okay, the cult story might not be everyone's cup of tea, but if you're up for an off-the-beaten-track adventure in Los Angeles, this is the spot to explore. Mosaic Tile House. Let me introduce you to a real hidden gem in Los Angeles. A relatively unknown house that perfectly complements the essence of Venice Beach. Much like the Mosaic Tile House, this is like a quirky 1940s home transformed into a masterpiece with splintered glass mosaics and colorful tiles, all thanks to the creative minds of Pan and Duran. This couple took the concept of romance to a whole new level, intertwining it with the roots of art and earth, giving rise to a shining monument of true love. The story begins innocently enough. They just wanted to spruce up their bathroom with some tiles. But as love and creativity often go hand in hand, they enjoyed it so much that they decided to tile every single inch of their home. And voila, the result is the breathtaking visual feast known as the Mosaic Tile House. It's a testament to love and art that's definitely worth checking out. Bronson Cave. Nestled at the end of Griffith Park on the outskirts of the city, this spot might ring a bell, especially if you're a movie buff. The rugged wilderness and adaptability of this cave have made it a sought-after shooting location for many Hollywood movies and TV shows. Now, what's fascinating is that despite being just 8 miles away from downtown Los Angeles, Bronson Cave has this magical ability to make you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. It's a rare experience. However, getting there can be a bit tricky since there aren't many transportation options. Your best bet? Hop in a cab or rent a vehicle to make your way to the Bronson Cave and explore this Hollywood-famous hidden gem. Underground tunnels of Los Angeles. When Prohibition came to power, the people of Los Angeles took it underground. 11 miles of service tunnels turned into passages to underground speakeasy bars with completely unrelated shops above ground. The most famous example of this is probably King Eddie's Saloon, a bar that is still alive and running today, 100 years later. During the Prohibition era, the shop was a piano store with a secret speakeasy bar in the basement. Most of this area is closed today, but if you want to explore a part of the old underground tunnels of Los Angeles, the easiest way to reach them is by taking the elevator behind the Hall of Records on Temple Street and going down to the subterranean passage that will take you to this basement filled with rusty machines, interesting street art, and gates that limit explorers from entering areas which aren't safe to explore. Grand Central Market. Okay, this is the spot in downtown Los Angeles that locals absolutely rave about. At Grand Central Market, you can shop around, absorb Los Angeles culture, and eat some incredibly delicious food. And what's amazing is that this spot has been around since 1917. This place has got it right. It's a massive 30,000 square feet filled with tons of food choices. There's so much variety here. You've got multiple restaurants, fresh produce, bulk grains, desserts, fresh juice, coffee, and even a liquor selection. For some unique finds, you can head to Chili Secos for moles, dried beans, rice, and specialty products, or check out Valeria's for a broad selection of Latin dry goods. And if you're into fresh produce, La Casa Verde, Sons, or Torres Produce have got you covered. The restaurant options are all over the place. Think kebabs, Chinese, Hawaiian barbecue, oysters, Salvadoran, and more. And the prices? They're pretty darn good. If you want to explore more downtown LA eats, this place is a must-visit that locals swear by. We hope that this video has given you some ideas on hidden gems to visit in Los Angeles. If you like this, we'd really appreciate if you like and subscribe for more travel tips and inspiration.